Hi, welcome to Easy Engineering. I have in my hand a Vortex tube operated panel cooling system, often called cabinet cooling systems. And how it works is compressed air goes into the unit. It creates a freezing air coming out, which goes into a control panel, keeping the control panel at positive pressure, keeping out dirt and moisture, and air conditioning control systems. So, when to use a Vortex tube operated cabinet or panel cooling system versus other options such as fans, air to water heat exchangers, regular air conditioners that are HCFC operated. When is the best time to use it? Because one of the considerations that people think about is that Vortex tube operated panel cooling systems utilize compressed air. So when is it more economical to use a Vortex tube operated system? First of all, one, when the environment is humid, wet, and or dirty. These units keep a control panel at positive pressure. In a very humid, wet, and or dirty environment, it keeps that environment out. So you're not going to have damage to your control systems. In such an environment, utilizing a regular air conditioner, you're going to have to change filters all the time. You're going to have to do a lot of maintenance on the system, and the life may not be all that long. Vortex tube operated systems will last for 20 years, and they're essentially maintenance free. So in such an environment, your maintenance costs will go way up, and all of a sudden, these things become quite useful. And it's very easy to justify it by simply listing the cost of not only the time of replacing filters, the cost of those filters, disposing of filters, other maintenance on the air conditioners, downtime in repairing any air conditioning systems, etc., etc. And it's similar with the other types of things. You can't use a fan in a dirty environment. You're going to be sucking in dirt and humidity into the cabinet all the time. So those are not even an option in that kind of an environment. So that's where systems like these really shine. Secondly, another place to utilize Vortex tube operated systems is where the area is relatively inaccessible, or maybe completely inaccessible, or where service is difficult. If your control panel is in the middle of the desert somewhere, the service technician may not exactly be all that close to service an air conditioner if it goes down. So in remote areas or inaccessible areas in a factory. In fact, historically, the first time panel cooling systems operating with Vortex tubes were developed was actually for an automotive facility to address cooling in an inaccessible area. So definitely in inaccessible areas, Vortex tube operated panel cooling systems can do very well. Where space is an issue. Let's say you have a control panel that has very hot controls. You need an air conditioner. An air conditioner takes up a fair bit of space. As you can see in my hand, a Vortex tube operated panel cooler does not take up a lot of space. So where space is an issue, it might be worthwhile to consider such systems. And when maintenance costs are high, in any sort of a miscellaneous area where just the maintenance just seems to be high, it's very worthwhile to review how much you actually spend on checking, servicing, repairing, doing maintenance, replacing filters on your air conditioning systems, and maintaining other types of cooling systems. How often do you have to really service? What are those costs? You should clearly make a list of those costs and then compare it to the actual energy cost of utilizing a Vortex tube operated panel cooling system. You might be quite surprised on what you find. So, in summary, the best places to use a Vortex tube operated panel cooling or cabinet cooling system is when the environment is humid, wet, and or dirty, or the area is inaccessible, or where it's remote and difficult to service, where space could be a premium, and where maintenance costs simply are very high. So tune in next time for another Easy Engineering.